Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. In today's video, we're going to be doing a real-time plan with me, like for real this time, for the week of November the 24th through the 30th. If you guys are in the US, maybe not even the US, but if you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, it is Thanksgiving week here. So let's get after it. So we are going to set up, I will actually tell you guys, it's Tuesday. So for once, I'm not doing like a bunch of backdated days. I always forget where my markers are. And then let's write up 19. All right, so I am using 020, this like kind of yellowy color for, let's see, what, I need to figure out what bar, so 0. I am doing all of my little tracker bars. Typically I would like switch off some colors or add a little bit of variety, but I really liked the idea of just one color this week. This is also, that was weird. Oh, because there's tape there. I was like, what the heck? Oh no, I don't like that at all. Can we, if I have to completely fix this, then I will, but let's see if we can. Okay, that might work. We might have to fix that later this week, truthfully. And I'll just have to use, so my tab ripped, like it ripped the page. So I had to like get it back on there somehow. So I used like a masking tape situation that I have. And then I'm just gonna take it to here and stop it short of that last little bar, and it's gonna be okay. Okay, so we've got our bars set up. So I am going to let those dry, and we're gonna fill in all of the fun tracker info. I love how this pen looks with this spread. This is the TWSBI Echo. Is that right? I think it's TWSBI Echo. Yes. And it's in the Cafe Bronze, and it is inked up with Forgotten Coffee. And I have been using it all month long for my spreads, and this will be the last spread that I use it in. Sorry, I needed a little bit more room. Okay, I might have to pull in a few sticker books for my hand to rest on as we go. And then I'll put my days of the week here. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 slashes for skincare. I know I didn't hit my steps. I didn't work out yesterday. Read or journal. I might have hit my calories, but I'll have to double check. Here, I'm gonna put bills that are due for the week. I think, I might do a Black Friday list. I don't know. I might use this space for something a little bit different. We'll see. Okay. Then I'm gonna pop back over here to do all my little faces. Okay. And then as far as energy, or no, my mood is what goes on top. So my mood yesterday, I would say I was actually okay yesterday. I would say my mood is a little bit more down here right now. And then as far as my energy, I would say my energy was pretty good yesterday and my energy is really good today. I'd say I'm like almost there over the mark. Okay. And I can connect those once they dry a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to use this section for something. I just don't know what yet. It's either going to be like Black Friday pre-planning, because this is the first Black Friday I've like been able to participate in for a few years. Like I always do, like usually a Coffee Monster Co. order type of thing, but it has just been really hard to participate in some of them the last few years. Just it didn't make sense fiscally, like to do that. So I'm actually pretty excited. Weeks, daily, 5-year, and then October 2024. I definitely didn't handle anything yesterday, but we're gonna go ahead and give me a slash for the weekly so far for the day, and then move on into my apartment list. I'm definitely like missing something, but I don't know what it is. But I feel like those are like the pretty basic things. I made bed. I did do dishes both of these days, but I didn't finish litter box both days. And I think that's about it as far as that goes. So now we're gonna hop back over here. I'm gonna have to, there is one thing, this is actually gonna become weather. Now that I'm thinking about it, unless I put it at the top, I actually might want to do that and just like, let's see what it looks like, you know? If we hate it, we hate it, but I don't think we'll hate it. So yesterday, my mood was pretty good because I really had like a lot of stress going into the week. I need to grab out my stickers and I need to leave some space for weather. So this is what I want to do before I screw myself up a little bit. I'm just going to grab a pencil and I'm going to do a little section. I don't know that this is, I wonder if I should do it at the bottom instead of the top. I think the bottom's a better place for it, but I do want some separation. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's fine. I just didn't want to cut it off too early. I'm a morning person, so I'm typically doing stuff in the morning pretty early. Oh my gosh, my hair is all over the place right now. It's crazy hair. So here I can do, you'll be able to see this when I do my update tomorrow. So I am going to put my weather info down here, and then this way I have like a bar as well between the trackers themselves. So there's that. So I just want to put that line there as like a reminder. Okay, so my back to mood and energy. I really thought that I was just like really stressed out. So I want to do some of these this week because I feel like that'll mesh really well. I was really stressed out because my coworker is out this week, and she's out Monday, Tuesday. We're all out Wednesday through the rest of the week, and then I am out all the way into next week. So there's covering for her, prepping to leave, and then my boss had some like last minute ideas for the office, and it meant like me having to make time from something, like from nowhere essentially, and I was very stressed out about it. And thankfully I did get to do some of the stuff, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But even though there is a lot going on, some things got moved off my plate. Like some things were really easy, and then it all felt like counterbalanced somehow, which was just really funny. Where did my... What's happening? I'm looking for the tweezers that you can probably see. There they go. I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do this one. If I can get it off the paper. I smushed the corner. Okay. Binks has come out to eat her food, so you guys might hear her a little bit. But yeah, it just felt like one of those days where like you think it's going to be completely insane, and it was really busy, but it was actually a lot calmer than I estimated in my head. And I'm so grateful for that, because I was able to actually go, my goal was to get as much done as possible and leave early and go get Christmas ornaments for our work tree, because at the last minute my boss has decided that she wants new ornaments for the tree, which is fine. It's just we don't, like I said, everybody's out, and we kind of like to have that tree set up before that might be a thing. I feel like that's going to be more today, to be honest. But I also have a lot of like paperwork and like reporting based things to do. I had a lot of calls yesterday as well. I think I'm gonna end up using one of these. So I want to use the to-do. I really like these. I think these have like a great use for this week, because I could definitely see me doing like one of each of these, which would be nice. I got there about here. Like a little bit early, but not a lot of bit early. Okay. And then I need my muffin. I already have my shoes on, so if you hear any squeaking, it's because I already have my Doc Martens on for the day. Okay, and then I want to go ahead and draw a line because I left at 4 instead of 4:30 to go get the decorations. I'm going to do a nice little line there. And then I don't know what time I'm going to leave today. No, I didn't forget up there. And then I think I'll use like a today or a remember over here. And then maybe like a thoughts down here. Like just kind of like bounce them like in every other day type of thing to like knock out some of these, because it's like the literal perfect color to use. And then I want to go ahead, I'm definitely ordering another set of these for Black Friday. I'm going to go in early. So I'll put this little guy. I don't know that I want it to overlap like that. I'd rather bounce them across the page for a change. Okay. Okay, do that there. And then let's see where my little listy poo is. Okay. And we're gonna do film December setup and tidy apartment. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do a list. There's a lot of noise this morning. Delicious. I need to write Aurora, but I feel like I keep misspelling it. So I'm gonna look it up. That's really fun. So my computer is slightly frozen, so I'll figure that out later. Maybe it'll come out. All right, I'm going to turn it off and then turn it back on. We'll find out. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to head on over to Christmas typo stickers. Just gotta find the right ones. Okay, perfect. So I don't want to use like any of my labels quite yet. I didn't realize I had 2 of those, so that's lovely. I actually needed to go through these, so this is slightly helpful. I like these for what I need. Wow, what the heck? So many. I feel like I'm actually going to be better on this than I thought. But I do still need to go through my samplers and all of the good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to So just like a plain shopping. That's gifting and shopping. Is there a gifting? I like the sleeping in, journaling. I haven't even like looked at this really. That's Advent. That's cute. Okay, so we're gonna use this little guy. So I can get like something on the page. And I needed to go to Hobby Lobby. And then I'm gonna do like a little TV. So I'm going to, nope, that is not where that goes. If my computer can restart, then we can actually make a list for the day, but it's just not working out that way at the moment. And then I can get a little TV one. I feel like I'm being a little bit strange and tangenty at the moment. I need a TV. I need to reorder those as well. Okay. Okay, is she coming back? So I did get to leave early, and I did have kind of like a twofold reason to go to Hobby Lobby. So they have these really cute gingerbread plates and bowls, and I really wanted them. Yeah, I really freaking wanted them, and I knew I was gonna have to kind of like dig a little bit and like weed through all of that fun stuff. So my boss wanted decorations, and she wanted them specifically from Hobby Lobby because everything is 50% off right now, which I have all my thoughts on, but it's not super important. Sorry, I'm also trying to turn back on the computer. No, it did not restore correctly. Okay. I just like added an extra U in here. A-U-R-R-O-A. Okay, that's the theater where we're going to be doing our work event. And then I'm going to do all her fault episodes 4 through 6. Okay. Yes, I binge watched that many episodes while waiting on laundry. So I'm gonna put towels right there, so I know. And then I'm gonna pop the weather in here for both of these days, but I have to look it up first, so there's that. And then we can do tidy apartment, film, this week. I didn't need to, but I'm going to. And then let's see if we can get into all the lists that I need. gracious. All right, I'm gonna set my laptop up here. Hopefully everything will be fine and we will have no crashing, no nothing. Okay. So, like I said, I'm gonna go in a little bit early. So I'm gonna do email and voicemail first. And then I'm gonna do all the things. Okay. I'm just gonna do a list. This is not gonna be in exactly the most logical order, but we're gonna give it a go. It's kind of like a mix. That's like really like the struggle. I handle workflows. There's a few of them, but they only take like a few minutes to wrap up. I need to check the mail because I'm the only one in the office right now. And that actually might be it, really, except for Clark and a dot for Aurora. Like I said, it's gonna be a very long day of lots of little to-dos and wrap-ups and all of that kind of stuff. So that is the big brain dump of stuff. And it's kind of in the right order in terms of like the most important. And then ideally right about here, I can set up the tree. So I'm not gonna put that down until I know. And then I am gonna go to Jeff's house to help him out this afternoon. He actually had a like spot on him that that the dermatologist was concerned about. And so they biopsied it and found out that it was cancerous and they wanted to just get it out. He's totally fine and good. They got it out in the first go. But unfortunately, because of where it is, it's very hard for him to do like anything. Like he can't lift. I'm gonna let this be like a checklist column instead of weather for this week. And I will add some things in there, I'm sure, in between now and our next little check-in. But I am gonna go help him clean up his house because we have got people coming to the house for second Thanksgiving on Friday. I'm gonna mark down 5 things of water. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not gonna put anything here because I haven't decided if it's gonna be Black Friday or bills, which I feel like says a lot. It's not that I'm not gonna pay my bills. It's just I really actually don't have a lot due this week. Everything got paid last week. The only thing that really is gonna exist is like kind of Black Friday things. So I might even just like write down what I actually order. Not even anything. I know, princess. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. It's a little bit crazy to me that we're doing this and it's for real time. And I really like it. I really like all the colors and the browns and the softness. I'm really happy I just stuck with these colors. I think that's going to be really lovely and nice. But yeah, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. The idea for the rest of the day is that I will hopefully get to set up the tree. And then I'm going to help Jeff clean this afternoon. So hopefully I can get home pretty early tomorrow. I've got a lot of prep work to do. So fingers crossed there, because I do not have the massive amount of time to not get back to my house. But it is a little after 8, so I am going to go ahead and head out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so let's do a nice little update. Okay, so I've already put a little sticker book underneath here to help prop up this side. I have already popped in the weather for our 3 days that we're going to be well, I promised that I would pop in for Monday and Tuesday, and I went ahead and did Wednesday, so we can do the Wednesday update, obviously. And I have already popped in some to-dos for this week and some shopping that I may or may not do. These are just like things on my Black Friday radar, so to speak. There's like a few more I can think of, but I've only got like one other space that I can really use. But I feel like this is like a strong list. Definitely Coffee Monster Co. I'm not planning to do any other like ninja fingering type of thing. It's just going to have to be that one, because I'm all in on that. And then there's just kind of like some surrounding shopping that I may want to get to that I've got on my radar. So I think that that's a good space for that, for obviously one of the biggest shopping weeks of the year. But let's go ahead and start off with mood. So as far as my mood for this day, for today, whatever, I am going to, I'm going to do in the middle, because I think I was just, and my energy was like really good, if not like top notch. But what I think really became a thing was because I went to Jeff's Tuesday night, which I'm gonna start at like 8:30 and go to 4:30. Oh no, it hopped. So you can see my little hop. I'm sorry. I think the mood and the energy was good. The mood was more because I had so much packed into today, and I probably sound fine, but I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted at this point, and I've still got stuff to do, and I'm just really stressed out about getting everything together. I was very grateful to obviously have the day off, but yeah, having to come from Jeff's didn't help. I overshot that line just a smidget. I was hoping to just get started at my house, quite frankly. I was not really jazzed about having to go to his house and help him clean up. I know that probably sounds awful, but I just wasn't. I really wanted to be able to wake up and get started on all the Thanksgiving prep. There was so much to do and so much that didn't get done, and also found out that we're going to go to his brother's earlier than I thought tomorrow, and I am just not, I don't know. I'm happy to help all the people that need help, but I think one problem that I find with that is quite often I will help everyone and then no one helps me, so it leads to some resentment and some crabby ass feelings fully. So there's that, but let me see. I am hunting through my little sticker situations because I did manage to work on the tree at the office. I think I'm gonna use from that, but let's see what else we got going on. I do want to put those together when I put them back. This is a 20-day countdown calendar that I would like to use this year because I'm crap at it. Oh, I have of course I have multiples. 'Tis me. I don't necessarily need to put like a whole box about it. I wanted to kind of match the vibe, like the spread. So I think I'm just gonna use one of these like kind of cute Rudolphs. Like I could have done like some of the other ones, like maybe the gingerbread would have been cute. But I think I'm actually gonna make gingerbread cookies this year. So we're just gonna use Rudolph. So I did finish everything on my work task list, which was fantastic. And actually, I had time to start working on another person's prep. So I'm gonna put Hawk. I do notice that my handwriting isn't as good if I have the cap off. So I think that's kind of funny. I don't mind covering this and just instead of putting it inside the lines, I really don't mind. Normally I'd like try to get it as close to and then just turn it off or like stop the line, you know what I mean. I'm gonna put decorate office tree. Okay, and then I am going to go into my tiny icons. And I'm gonna get a spray bottle. We were trying to watch Welcome to Derry after all this, so I got to his house and then I needed to basically like clean his bathroom and then help him with the fish tanks as well. I mean, it takes a while to get there, so I'm okay to, I can just put it there. I'm gonna do shower and fish tank because he, in case I have neglected to say this, I feel like I didn't, but he had a spot cut out of his neck area, like in the crook of his neck area where he can't lift because he's got like internal and external stitches, but he had a spot taken out that looks suspicious. Everything is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and mark in 5 water because I was really bad about my water. Hopefully it'll get better this week. I think it was just like all go no stop, like pandemonium. So I need to help with things that involve like reaching really far or lifting heavy things because if not, he will pop a stitch. So timing was not impeccable for this whatsoever, but it was what it was. And then I like crashed out pretty much after that. So, yeah. I want to look again at my little cream colored headings because I'm going to be using those throughout this spread. So I don't want to mess up. I think the thoughts could be good for Thursday. I know I've said that before. Maybe I just do like a whole like rapid log type of jam because I know this is going to go over my edges, so that's another key factor here. Okay, we're just going to do the today and I'm going to kind of rapid log a bit. instead of using lots of icons. So yes, kitten. So I needed to tidy Jeffrey's house up a little bit before I headed out, because the next time we are going to be there is going to be Friday after Thanksgiving, and we've got people coming. And so I don't want to count on us having time beforehand. I know. I needed to stop and get groceries on the way home so that I could start prepping things. Is this pen leaking all over me? Of course it's going to. And then I immediately really needed to get into prep work. Also, Shanice asked me if I could make her about 15 muffins to give out to people. So that got thrown in the mix. I needed to actually make the quiches for the morning of Friday and Saturday. And then I also needed to make, this is basically Thanksgiving prep. And I am writing this relatively in order. So I needed to do the mushroom filling and sweet potato casserole topping. And then tidy apartment. I'm also gonna put Publix in here because I think I went to Kroger first, but then I ended up having to go to Publix to get more yogurt to do the muffins, because Greek yogurt goes into the muffins. And I stayed up very late. I watched lots of different things throughout the day, so maybe I can do, I want to keep that out because if not, I'll forget it. And I'm just going to leave, from this point on, I'm going to leave my planner out on my desk because I don't need to take it anywhere with me, like to the office for the rest of the week or out to Jess, because we're going to be too busy everywhere. So completely pointless to drag ass this thing everywhere. I think I want to use, what is it, my love? I feel really bad because I'm gonna be like the most absentee mom this week because we're running all over the place. Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have a sheet that I've like cut up that's totally vibing with this color palette. I like the green couch potato, so we're gonna use this. I was pretty up and about, truthfully, but there were some watching that I wanted to take care of because I just did. But I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of watching the next few days, and there was a lot of times where like I had to wait for something in the oven or things like that. So I went ahead and watched I think I also finished, I don't need to really, but I did finish All Her Fault on Tuesday. I finished the last 2 episodes. Okay, so I've got Alias, Grace, All's Fair, and then Sandman season 2. Finished that as well. So I feel like that's a really, like, as crazy as it sounds, that's the day. That's the whole darn day. With lots of prep, lots of running around, all of that. So what I want to do is go ahead and set up for tomorrow and then do my tracker, and then we'll be good to go. I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something and I'm not, but it's a little questionable. Okay, so I will be up pretty early. And what I really need to concentrate on is I don't know. Jesus Christ. Muffin. Did we need to scare mommy to the level that we just... Okay. I'm gonna come cuddle with you in just a minute. Let me do this update and not die. Okay, so we're gonna pop a little white out in there for that little oopsies. Okay, all gone. Never happened. Just minor heart attacks. Okay, so due to the fact, watch, she's gonna do it again. She's thinking about it. She might need a snack first. Okay, so stuffed mushrooms and casserole are the big things. I have to top it. I did the stuffing and okay, pro tip. So we'll put camp here for just a sec while I find a sticker for watching, which I was already kind of there. I think I want to use a tiny icon though. Maybe? Okay, not 100% certain how I want to do that. I think it's tiny icon. So I'll look for that. So there is one more thing that I want to handle here, but I don't think I'm going to have time for it. So we'll talk about it. So somehow or another, it ended up being that we're having 2 Thanksgivings and I'm cooking for both. It's a little bit different for each one. But it is what it is. So we've got, I could have used some of these days off stickers, but it's okay. I'll use those for something else. I'm talking in circles and being crazy. Okay, so as far as prep work goes, what I do is I prep the sweet potato, like the mashed sweet potato, like filling the day before. Wait, now I know what I was talking about. Okay, yay for the ADHD attacks this morning. So we're having 2 Thanksgivings. We're having one Thanksgiving at his brother's house, at Jeff's brother's house. Both of them are hosted by Jeff's family. My mom and I just don't make a big thing of Thanksgiving. It's just not our jam. However, we're more Christmassy people and we do make a thing of it and all of that. And we have a slumber party. I'll talk about that closer to time. It's the funnest thing in the whole world. I get to be home. I get to eat all the things and all the things. So where in the heck a frack, there, of course, all the way in the back. I gotta reorder some of those on Black Friday. So I really wanted to prep as best as I could because on Thursday, Justin's oven is taken up by the turkey, so it's really just reheat mode. And then at Jeff's house, we're doing a second Thanksgiving because he has family members who were working on the first one. And we also have a cousin in town who was planning to go over there anyway. And normally they have like a boys thing about it. And then another family member was bringing their wife, so I started to come and so it became 2 separate Thanksgivings. So we have Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving 2.0, and I got a little bit perturbed. I'm gonna put it here because technically coverage starts at like 8:30, I think. 8:30, I think. I need to look that up. I think I did see something on Instagram, so I'll look it up. So my goal was to obviously have everything cooked and prepped. Part of my upsetness of today was the fact that I found out that instead of having to be there at 2 o'clock, this is also why I don't put shit in my planner sometimes, because things will change. But I got really upset because we're moving it so far ahead. I don't mind helping, but I literally made one request, and that was to watch the parade. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be able to watch the whole thing. And then I'm worried about catching a rerun. So it's going to be a whole thing. And I'm hoping that I don't get too fussy about it. I know that probably sounds really juvenile, but, so I needed to also prep quiches for Friday and Saturday, because one thing that I have always maintained is prepping a quiche in advance for when we're going to have a get together, because 9 times out of 10, everyone stays up really late and the kitchen's already kind of a natural disaster and a full project. It's a small kitchen over at his house. I just like to make the next morning much easier with not a whole new meal and cleanup and all of that. So that's usually my goal. So what I needed to do was to actually stuff the mushrooms and finish the casserole for Justin's Thanksgiving, which is here. And I need to find a cute, like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look through some of like the older kits that were more seasonally based and see if I can find something that I like for this. I think we're gonna find one. But yeah, so I needed to do the stuffed mushrooms and the casserole, obviously, before we went to Justin's. I'm hoping to also prep the mac and cheese sauce for Friday, but I'm not really gonna write that in until I know how that's gonna go. And I think that that's safe. Kind of want something a touch bigger. I think this orange one would be really nice, actually. Or even like the acorns. I like the acorns. Let's do that. I like the wood grain, and I think I want to use the sweaters for the next day because I think it's supposed to be really, really cold. Yeah, like, see, there's like no room even here. Like, what the heck? Because if we're going to be there at 11, we've got to leave at like 10:30. It's probably not going to happen. So many things are not going to happen. Okay. Oh, I don't like it. And we'll be there literally all day. Like, all day, all day. There will be comas. I'm also going to go ahead and put this down, or else I'm going to forget about it. I don't like that that cuts off there. That's kind of sad. And I think it's supposed to be later in the day. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I think some people aren't showing up till 4:30, and I'm probably going to have to make that sauce Friday. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put it around here. Oh, but I also want to put Coffee Monster Co. Okay, I do want to use this, but I don't know where to put it just yet. So we're gonna hang tight just for a sec there. Given at Justin's 11 a.m. Okay, I'm just gonna underline it to fill the space because that's what we do. Okay, and then I'm gonna pop in, I didn't mean to do like a whole Thursday update too, but that's where we are. And that gives me a little bit of space to put in the mac and cheese sauce. I really just think it's gonna be a tidy the apartment type of thing, but we'll leave the space and see where we land with that. And I think that is enough on updates. Let's go ahead and check off all of my trackers. I wanna have to look back at my calories. I do think I've been over, but I've been really good. Same with steps. I know I haven't worked out or journaled or really read, so there's not a lot there. I did do my skincare. I didn't do it AM and PM, or I'm not going to, it would be the appropriate verbiage. And then I don't have any fun updates. I've been really just trying to focus on one foot in front of the other and doing like the most important thing. And sometimes this is not the most important thing, unfortunately. Making the bed, dishes, litter box, slash for floors, and then I really don't get it. This is not going to be like my pride and glory of my habits this week. I'm really, really clear on that. I do want to put thoughts here, because nothing, once we get to Justin's, it's just hanging out with everybody, so I can just enjoy like throwing down some thoughts here. And I think that would be really nice. Okay. I'm gonna leave all of this on my desk so that I can consider where to put that little sweater guy, because I think that would be really cute, but I also need to put in like Black Friday details, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna clean up my mess and I will see you guys probably Friday morning, because tomorrow morning is gonna be absolutely insane. But yeah, maybe I'll have like I'll have some time before the get together for sure on Friday. So I will check in with you guys then. All right, so Thanksgiving is over and we can do a nice little update before I get into what I'm sure will be a very interesting weekend. So first and foremost, let's just kind of tilt this. I did just realize I forgot to pop in the weather, but I will have to do that in post, so don't hate me. But that's okay. It was a lovely, beautiful day, and today is just a little bit cooler. And I think the weekend's supposed to be rainy and gross, so not super looking forward to that. But all right, let's go ahead and get after it. So as far as my mood on Thursday, okay, so I am going to put my mood as happy. And my mood for today, I'm gonna put at a meh, because I was a little bit cranky. We'll get into that. Energy, I feel like my energy on Thursday and Friday were both pretty good. I didn't crash, or I haven't, like, I feel good about that, if that makes sense. I don't have anything. Actually, I do. I ordered Jeff's present, and that is it that I can check off there. Okay, skincare slash for Thursday slash for Friday. I'm actually not gonna wear makeup out to Jeff's today, which is nice. And then I haven't been taking my vitamins and meds like all week. It's awful. I still need to look at my steps. No workouts, no journaling, no reading. So that's pretty easy. I'm gonna do some shopping today. I'll be doing Coffee Monster Co. today. And then no updates here. Definitely was good and made my bed. Lots of dishes. So I get slashes because it means I worked on dishes, but I didn't finish. Same with floors. Like, I may have swept the bathroom, but I didn't like vacuum. I didn't sweep the rest of the house. Like, kind of it is what it is there. I do want to write some thoughts down here. I just don't know how I want to do this. I am essentially, so just to like give some context with the moods and stuff. So I really wanted to watch the parade, which I know I said, and we did have to leave before the parade was over. And I didn't understand I don't know. I feel like they should have been a little bit better about the transparency of this. So the parade live streams, I think on Paramount as well, but I was watching it on Peacock. And then they do an encore at 2. And I thought that it would stay on Peacock like through to today, and it didn't. And I tried to look everywhere for this thing. I really truly did. I looked everywhere. I Googled, and everywhere kept saying like it should be on Peacock, it should be on Peacock. But it was more so focused on the fact of like where to watch it the day of, that I basically missed half the parade this year, if not more. And I really was upset about that, because there were like performances I wanted to see, and like, sure, I could have gone on YouTube and watched everything. But it was usually just someone, I tried those, but it was like somebody standing there with the camera. So like, it wasn't up close. Where are my ninja fingers? Or is this only bills? I don't think this is shopping. I need like a ninja for sure. So yeah, I'm basically sour apples and in my feelings because I didn't get to watch a parade. I mean, first world problems massively, but still I was like in a mood about it, because it was the only thing like I asked to do. And I feel like if I asked to do one thing in a day where there's like 90 million things going on, like I should have, I don't know, as long as it's not like an obscene request, I really just feel like I should be able to enjoy it. Another one that I could do is online, which I never really use. There we go. I'm overthinking this far too much. I think the ninja could be really cute. And I only did need one, really, because I'm not really documenting multiple Black Friday situations. It's just that one. I do want to write some thoughts down, like just some memories and like highlights from the day. And I think I kind of want to use like some hearts or something. Or, you know, it would be really cute, like some tiny icons related, like favorite things I ate maybe, or like, I don't know. But I want to think on that a little bit. I haven't 100% solidified that. I did only get to do the stuffed mushrooms and the casserole. I did not get to work on the sauce. I did that this morning, so we'll chat through that. I did get up pretty early, unfortunately, because Banks had a hairball. But I'm gonna do tidy apartment. I lost my whole train of thought. Jeff and I had quiche. Oh, I know. Because, like I said, I spent like a good hour trying to figure out where the heck the damn parade was, and I was upset. I'm not gonna harp on it too. I'm just gonna. We're just gonna move on. It's okay. It's okay. It's not really okay, but I'll get over it. I have to get over it, unfortunately. Do I have a sticker form? I thought I had like kind of like the doodle TVs. Why do I have two of those? Good googly moogly. I thought I had doodle TVs for this. I started A Miracle on 34th Street marathon, but I don't want to take up like, I watched the original, but this one is for the second one because she has brown hair, and Susie, I don't know, it's black and white. It looks blonde though. This is me being hyper fixated. Let's tiny icon it. It's not that I'm ADHD, I'm just moody. Okay. And this is the older one. I don't remember entirely what year this is. And then I'm going to leave a space so I can put the year, and then I almost put make. So I'm going to do mac and cheese sauce, and I'll do kitchen sink cookies because I worked on those, and then I'm just going to put kitchen because I really just needed to like kind of tidy up the kitchen a little bit more. And then I did need to do a little bit of planning before the Coffee Monster Co. sale because I really had not done it up to that point. And I also needed to like kind of pack the car. So I was doing that kind of like while I was filming and doing all this. Plan TCNC Black Friday, and then I'm gonna do TCNC Black Friday at 3 p.m. because it's 3 p.m. This pen is leaking a little bit right now. Okay, and then I don't want to do the thoughts again where we were like hanging out, and I think I do want to do it down here at the bottom because I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna pack up the rest of the car and leave after I do this clip. So I guess I can put it here. Like, I'm gonna kind of cut it very close. And I don't really need to put a time on it. I'm just gonna do 2.0. I'm not gonna worry about putting at Ungalow because I know where it was and that's all that matters. As far as water, I did get one whole thing down yesterday. And I've got one whole water bottle with me today, but I would be shocked if I get through more than that. So I'm just gonna mark all 5 and that's gonna be that. I'm not gonna bubble in Coffee Monster Co. because I have not finished yet, and I mean, I know I'm going to do it, if that makes sense. I don't anticipate anything else really in this category. I know we'll probably sleep in a little bit tomorrow. I'm gonna do more stuffed mushrooms and the mac and cheese here. So I think I'll do stuffed mushrooms. And I'm gonna I'm just kind of abbreviating some things. I'm making a French onion mac and cheese, and I think that's it. And then we'll probably just like hang out and chat. There's nothing like crazy going on. In the morning, the main thing will be to like eat breakfast and then like tidy up. So I'm gonna put that kind of around here. I'm just gonna put tidy ungalow. And then I'm not sure what time I'm gonna head out, but I feel like that's like a good place to kind of stop this particular clip. I will wrap this up. I'll need to like do like a today sticker maybe, or I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on this, like a remember. I can use like one more for Saturday. I think that'll be, I've got like an every other day flow kind of happening. If I had done that, I don't know. I still would have only been 2 on this side. That's fine. Okay, I'll use that tomorrow. Maybe I'll use some more of the November kit. So I think I want to leave that out actually. I can put that there. Right. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure what time I'm getting back tomorrow, so I don't want to set myself up for failure per se. So I'm gonna leave it kind of open. And I know the majority of what I need to do, which is I really need to spend the weekend like kind of tidying up and solidifying my PTO plan. So that's really gonna be a bulk of that. And then just tidying up. The house is a complete wreck. Everything is every fucking where. And yeah, so all right, I will see you guys tomorrow or Sunday or both. So we will see what we get up to then, and I'll see you soon. All right, everybody, it is time to wrap this video up. So let's get after it. We're gonna start with the trackers. As far as Saturday goes, I would say my mood was I would say good or meh, like honestly. I don't know. I'm going to put meh for both of these because honestly, I just think I was really tired and very ready to just kind of get to the productive-ish alone time that I need. So full disclosure, it is now Monday morning and I'm officially in my PTO and I'm very excited about it. And then as far as my energy, I would say my energy was just kind of taking a dip both of these days. I think I was just like kind of run ragged overall after the weekend. I'm going to color in a little bit of planning my PTO because I did do part of it. I did film my Q4 subscription because it needed to be uploaded on Sunday. And then I'm going to just bubble in film plan with me because I did that all of the week. I'm going to color in a little bit of floors because I didn't finish them, but I started them. Didn't set up the tree or do the kitchen or the bathroom like I wanted to. I did go ahead and put in my calories. I did stay on count on Wednesday and I did hit 10,000 steps. I almost hit 12. I get slashes for skincare, but really that's the majority of it. Unfortunately, like I said, I really didn't have a strong tracking this week. I did buy from Coffee Monster Co., but nowhere else. I'm not gonna mark off any other planner related stuff because I just wasn't in them that much. As far as making the bed, I'm gonna slash for both of those. I did manage to get all dishes done these 2 days and handle litter box drama. And I worked on the floors a good bit on Saturday. I didn't mop. I'm gonna give myself an X because I did sweep and vacuum like all of the floors. I just didn't mop. And then on Sunday, I'll give myself a slash. Otherwise, that's kind of, I don't know. I am gonna give myself a slash for the, because I did vacuum the whole house and I also did the couch. There was lots of tidying throughout the day. I'm wondering where my, yeah, I just didn't have a ton of time either Saturday or Sunday to really film. I was just trying to be as productive as humanly possible. Friday pretty much went as planned. Like everybody stayed up kind of to the late side. I think I went to bed at an okay hour. I went to bed like close to like 10:30, something like that. And the boys didn't go to bed till like midnight, but that's pretty on par. I'm still gonna write in some thoughts here, but I don't necessarily, I think I just want them to myself, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be anything groundbreaking. I think I just want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff, like I said before, like maybe do some tiny icons or just little things. And I definitely think I'm gonna use tiny icons. You'll see them one day in a flip through, so don't worry. But I think like I wanna do kind of like a sad face or something and talk about missing the parade because I was really bummed about that. I do want to talk about some of my favorite conversations or food that I had, possibly, and just things like that. Like like Jeff and I were dancing in the kitchen and it was so weird because everybody and their mother was there, but nobody noticed really that we were dancing in the kitchen. The kitchen's pretty small. It was just really cute. And like, I just kind of want a couple minutes to like record that in that space. I think that's what I'm going to do. As far as today's to-dos, I think I'm going to part of me kind of wants to use remember. But I kind of like the today. I think I'm just gonna use the today. And I actually didn't leave Jeff's house until pretty late. You know what? I am gonna use the remember and try to just like condense this little goober down a little. So I'm gonna use the remember, but I'm gonna use it like later down in the page. So like I said, we kind of got off to a late start. Like we had breakfast. I actually didn't really eat much of anything, and then got home and immediately started kind of getting after cleaning. If I can find my cleaning stuff, why can't I find my cleaning stuff? There it is. I really needed to start cleaning because, like I said, my house was a natural disaster. Just in general, it was just really just, it was messy. It was just cluttered, and I don't know if I want to use that one. Mainly it was like dishes and trying to get the floor set up. Binks had had like an accident in the floor. And so, you know, if you're a pet parent, you totally get it. I think this is like a good one to clean. And I'm curious if I should order more of those. That can definitely be used next week. I'm going to be really interested to see, like, as I've started this tiny icon journey, what I'm going to find myself reordering. But yeah, I didn't even get home until kind of like later in the afternoon. So I'm going to put this down here. And I'm just going to start listing some things out. So I'm going to put Banks because it was feeding her and just kind of cleaning up after her. Dishes were a big one. I'm going to do couch because I did do the couch. I did vacuum. I needed to do the trash and recycling because they weren't going to pick up until Sunday and I was going back to Jeff's. I'm just gonna write tidy apartment because really it was just picking up tons of stuff. I mean, like insane amounts of stuff. And I'm gonna do the remember at this point because that was literally just kind of what I worked on. And I forgot to put the year, but this is the original one. I think, oh, is there hair that's going to be stuck under there? Okay, I can put these off to the side. I can do a movie and show. I watched the more recent Miracle on 34th Street on Saturday, and I kind of had it in the background. I've actually not watched that one. I think this was the second time that I've ever watched it, to be honest. And I can do Street, and then I'm going to leave that bar available underneath to write the year because I'm not sure. It came out like in the 90s. I think it's like 94 maybe. So I'm going to write that year there, skip that line, and then I can pop the remember in here. And I wanted to make a reminder to check finances. I should have just written finances, and then I'm gonna write plan PTO because I was working on that throughout the day as well, just kind of like writing stuff down. I was doing that into Sunday as well. I'm gonna cut this down just so it's not massive hanging out in my little box again, but I did knock out a few of them, which was nice. And then Jeff and I had leftover, I used these on the wrong thing. Okay. We had leftover lasagna and watched the most recent episode of Welcome to Dairy. And he got here, I mean, he had to finish tidying up some stuff at his house before he headed over and just kind of resituate and like pack his bags and stuff to come hang out. And I'm trying to think what episode this was. Because we tried to watch it earlier in the week, but we couldn't get like the HBO situation to work. I think this was episode 5. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pop in the water. So I was going strong with like basically 1 water bottle a day. So I'm gonna mark in 5 for each one of these, but I wasn't getting over that, unfortunately. Like I just wasn't prioritizing water this week like I should have. Okay. And then the next morning, we slept in a little bit and got going. So this was more of like a filming type of day. So I'm gonna do tidy apartment. I didn't have any food or anything I really needed to cook. I think I wanna do like a film icon because I was a little bit more focused on doing some updates and things. And I had every intention of filming more. Trying to use up some of these guys instead of just all of this. So I might try to use one of these. Don't think I will actually. I think we're just gonna stick with the tiny icon jam. So I pretty much tried to get this in pretty early. I don't think it was this early in the day. So I'm gonna do film Q4, film plan with me, because that was part of the intention. Tidying the apartment and then packing a bag and getting out was pretty much the gist of the day. To be honest, like that was really it. I did have to stop for gas on the way, and I did end up having to go to Walmart, which was not really in the plan. I think I could do a cute little like driving errands kind of thing. It was very chilly. Like a fall errands type of thing. I definitely could use this little guy. And I left, I'm trying to think what time I even left. Because Jeff went to the, oh, and I also know what happened. I'm just gonna put a dot to avoid lots of tiny icons. 30-minute run happened. And I went to Walmart. Gas. That is not where I got gas though. Yes, kitten. And then I prep sides. Just gonna write dinner. So I needed to prep. I had enough sweet potato casserole filling to prep like another one, like a very small one for Jeff and I to enjoy. I think I do want to do like another TV icon, so, or another movie. I'm really glad I ordered these on Black Friday because I blow through them, and especially with like holiday season, I'm gonna be using more of them. So I had enough for us to have like our own little one. And I do that like pretty much every year, just because that's one of our favorite things is my sweet potato casserole. And that ended up being why I had to stop at Walmart, because I thought I had everything, but I didn't have the topping. But it worked out because I was able to get a clarifying conditioner that I needed, but didn't want to make a special trip to Walmart for. And then I ended up picking up some cute earrings because my mom surprised me. We are actually going to be going to Nashville around Christmas, and I'm very excited because Nashville is one of my favorite places. I absolutely am in love with Nashville, and she got an opportunity and got tickets to something that she wanted to go to, and so she asked if I could go with her, and luckily I was able to get that all worked out, so I'm very jazzed about that. And then I got some earrings for that because I have really cute outfits that I can pull from for that. And then actually, what do I want to rate this? I'm gonna say 4 stars. It was cute and it was nostalgic. I might rewatch it like in a marathon sense, and I would tell people to watch it. It's just fun. It's Jurassic Park. I'm gonna do 4 stars for that. And then we went to bed. So it was a really low-key day. You'll see I went ahead and took out the line I originally put in pencil. I really do kind of like it just floating there a little bit, but I kind of wouldn't mind doing like a cream colored line maybe above it to separate it a bit. But that's the only little bit that I have on that. But yeah, so mom got tickets to something, and so we're going to Nashville, and so I just picked up these 2 pairs of earrings that I thought could be kind of cute for either that or holiday parties without me spending like a ton of money. They were like $5 each at Walmart, so no complaints there. I feel like I got some other really bizarro stuff because, you know, that's Walmart for you. You're just gonna grab all the things. But here is the finished spread. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I really enjoyed using I literally use my fountain pen in every single spread this month, and I can't wait to go back and flip through this. I will 100% do this again with other inks and things, but I just really loved the versatility of this ink, and it was so lovely to get in the practice. And I really will look forward to, like I said, doing this in the future. But I love that I got these stickers out of my stash, and I'm getting a little bit better about using some kit materials. I would say some things that I do wish I had done better at. I wish, I guess like this is like my best and worst wrap up. So my best is using some stickers in my stash for sure, and using the fountain pen. I really love how this turned out in that regard. I would say worst is just my trackers are really sad this week, but that's just kind of the nature of it. So I wish I had been a little bit more productive down in that area, but otherwise I really love this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the spread and got a lot out of it. I cannot wait to spend the next week, at least in my current timeline that I'm filming this. I cannot wait to get some content set up and ahead of time so that I can have a really smooth holiday season and also be ahead on some things. I can't wait to start sharing setup videos with you and all of that fun stuff. I can't wait to just have some alone time and some me time and some foodie time. So I can't wait to go on a little journey with you guys for that later this week, or again in my timeline. So I will catch you guys soon, but in the meantime, I hope your December is off to a great start and you're creating your own little winter wonderlands. Bye everyone.